Hey, what is going on YouTube? Check it out, I am back with another video. As you can tell, you can probably still hear it in my voice a little bit. Just got over the flu and I'm still kind of on the tail end of it. Anyways, in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to set up a 4-week elimination challenge in just about 10 or 15 minutes. That's all it takes to set this up. And about 70% of people will see either a complete clearing or a huge difference in their skin's clarity after trying just one of these 4 different things. By taking the small amount of time to set this up and then commit to it for a month, you are gonna save years and years of treating the symptoms instead of actually finding what is the cause of your acne. And these are 4 of the most common causes of acne. As you go through each week of this 4-week challenge, I want you to not change anything else other than the thing we're focusing on for that week. And I also want you to keep a good note of how much a change it actually caused. You know, when you did the first week, did you see a lessening of your acne? Did you see a worsening, or did you see no difference at all? Keep that in a notepad so that you can look back on it. And then the things that you did see make an improvement in your skin's clarity, those are the things that you should do more and see if you can make those work for you even better by doing them for longer and more drastically. With all that said, let's jump into it. So for week 1, the first thing that we're gonna focus on is eliminating dairy from your diet and in total. This has to be exclusive. You can't do a little bit of yogurt on Tuesday or something, or your friends were out at Applebee's and you had an ice cream. You gotta do it whole on, because even a little tiny bit of dairy will send me over the board with acne, specifically cysts. So take dairy out for 7 days straight, and around 4, 5, 6 days in, see if you are starting to feel the difference as well as actually see the difference. For me, it's a lot less inflammation. Now on the second week, if you did see improvements from that first week, you can continue keeping dairy out. There's no need to take dairy back in if you know that it is now causing you acne. But the second week, the thing that we're going to focus on is eliminating facial cleansers, acne products of any sort, and touching your face in general. This means that if you have any sort of like a 2-3 step morning program, if you use benzoyl peroxide, if you have any pads, any blotting paper, anything at all, stop using it. Now this one's a little bit harder because, you know, we get so addicted to our routines, and, you know, some products actually do help some people depending on your skin type, but a lot of times you don't know that your moisturizer even could be aggravating your skin and causing you to break out. This is a personal example of mine because I used to take Cetaphil when I was on Accutane, and Cetaphil is a moisturizer that is recommended by everybody, but it actually has cetyl alcohol and was causing me to break out because it was so aggravating. I find that a lot of people, not all, will see an improvement in their acne by eliminating some of these more intense cleansers and more aggravating chemicals that they put on their face, as well as do not touch your face at all. Don't even pick at it. Don't lean on your face on the side. Don't touch your face at all. Now week 3, I'm actually really excited about this one because this is one I wish people would have told me more about and told me more in depth about, because this ended up being a huge problem for me. Your intestines have bacteria in them, period, right? Feeding off of the foods that you're eating. You have bad and you have good, just like you have bad and good cholesterol, right? And they work in a balance, but when the bad bacteria becomes imbalanced, it creates a host of problems. It inflames your intestines. It can cause this thing called leaky gut syndrome. When you have this massive amount of bad bacteria, your body is really fighting it. Oftentimes, when you're predisposed to acne, this can cause a surge of acne. So what I was doing a long time ago was having, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I was having about a box of Splenda every single week, which is, I think, like 120 servings of Splenda. I know this is crazy. I was having diet sodas all the time. I was having like Monsters, and I was having protein powders with all these artificial sweeteners, artificial coloring, artificial preservatives. All this kind of stuff is really bad for your body. It's really bad for your gut health, and your bad bacteria really flourishes off of like sugars and artificial sweeteners. Now the way to reintroduce good bacteria is to have probiotics in your diet, whether that's actually just taking like a probiotic pill like acidophilus, or if you want to do something like kombucha, which is a fermented kefir water or fermented tea. Anything that's fermented is going to have that good bacteria in it, and by getting those things into your body, you can see a huge improvement. Some people don't have this issue at all, but you never know until you try. For example, I have a friend, Eric the Electric. He's a YouTuber here, and he actually just recently started introducing probiotics into his life, and he said that the change for him was massive because he's never really thought about this kind of a thing, but he's saying that his head is literally clearer and he's having a lot more energy. So even if it doesn't help your acne, it might just be something that helps you in general. And the 4th week of this challenge is going to be focusing on a habit overhaul. And this is gonna be some basic things, but for example, you're gonna wanna clean all your bed sheets and your pillow sheets. For some people, this is not an issue, it's more so the food or some sort of other cause, but some people are really affected by their sweat and their oils that have been absorbed into their sheets and into their pillows, and you keep sleeping on those over and over and over and over, and it's a really easy way for your body to clog those pores. So clean those, buy some extra sheets and stuff like that so you can rotate them every 4 or 5 days or a week or something like that. When you are sweating, whenever you're exercising, for example, or if you're outside, don't let that sweat dry on your face. Go wash it off immediately in the shower or something like that, but just don't let the sweat dry on your face, especially if you are in a dusty or dirty environment, because then you're allowing that sweat to pull it down and then dry that dirt to your face, which is definitely clogging pores. And finally, try to change habits that make you less stressed. When you're stressed, your cortisol hormone goes through the roof, and cortisol does all sorts of terrible things. It decreases muscle mass, it increases fat gain, but just in general, when you are stressed, it makes it, at least for me, a trigger to have acne come up. So when I get better sleep, I feel 100 times better, and my acne is generally a lot better. When, for example, maybe if I drink alcohol and don't sleep very much and don't shower that night or something like that, that would definitely be a cause for acne. So just thinking about, different habits that you can introduce and bad habits that you can eliminate. So there you have it. There are the 4 different weeks of this 1 month long challenge. You can write these all down on a paper and kind of plan out how you're going to do it. For example, everyone could approach the probiotic thing differently. You could go with kombucha, or someone else could go with probiotic pills or whatever. So I want you to take a paper and write out what your plan is and in what order you're going to do this. And then I want you to commit to it. You can have this set up in 10 minutes, and then you can very passively do this for the next month, and it'll even be a fun little challenge, right? Because each week you have something different to kind of like live your life with a little different lens or perspective, and you can really change the effectiveness of what you are doing to help your acne. Maybe you find out that dairy was a huge problem and that buying all these cleansers is not really your thing. Who knows? But I'm just hoping that this information can get to you guys and can help you, and I really hope that you do commit and actually do try it, because I wish I would have. Anyways, I am back on the channel. The content this week is a little bit weird because I am getting back from this flu, but next week I'm hoping we'll be right back on track. I appreciate you guys sticking there and waiting for me to come back. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN, motherfucker. Team Beyond the Week, CT. Lift heavy.